Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2018 Pioneer 355. This is a great floor plan. It's something that we've seen the last year or two that's really starting to become a lot more prominent, and that is a mid-bunk floor plan. And the reason, folks, is you get this beautiful rear living room with dual opposing slides here, so you have a ton of room to entertain or sit down and relax. And you still have an extra room where the kids can sleep, the grandkids can sleep, or maybe you like to entertain everyone. You have a lot of guests and friends that come over. You have basically a spare bedroom for them as well. So definitely a good floor plan. We will start right over here on the table. So this is our campsite slide right here. You'll see the freestanding table and chairs. And folks, in this floor plan, this is actually what I prefer because you don't really need the extra sleeping capacity. We have the bunk room, we have the sofa, I'll show you in a little bit. And this gives you more freedom and flexibility. It's easier to get in and out of, plus it looks a lot nicer. And as you will see, you can quite easily sit 4 people here for a meal. You have windows all the way around this slide, letting in a ton of natural light, including on the sides of the slides here too, which oftentimes a lot of manufacturers don't do. Right up top, your light above the dinette here is an LED light. Again, that is quite rare. Most manufacturers still use an incandescent light there, which, you know, if you are out doing some boondocking, that will drain your battery a lot quicker. So having the LED is a nice bonus. Right up top here, you will notice they did put some storage up top. They're not wasting any space. Opening that up, you will see the storage space inside there. Kind of cool decorative glass on there as well. Almost has like some silver streaks in it. It really kind of helps it shine and pop. And then right underneath that is the theater seating. So this is, you know, probably the hottest thing for the last maybe 2 or 3 years, where you have theater seating directly across from the TV. And for good reason, folks. That's the view you want. You don't want to have to turn your neck the whole time. So this is an excellent setup. It's definitely my preferred setup in a rear living coach. Both of these are recliners. They both do pop up. That way you can sit back and relax while you're watching your favorite show. And you can also see here they are very plush, so they are very comfortable. You have some electrical outlets tucked away on the wall there, so if you need to plug anything in while you're sitting here, whether it's a cell phone, tablet, laptop, you are able to easily do that. When we move along to the back, you have windows again on the side here. Beautiful rear picture window. This does open, so that way you can get some cross ventilation if you don't want to run the AC. Plus, it's a beautiful view, or if you have a beautiful view, that's a great window, so you can definitely see back there and enjoy the oceanfront, lakefront, or whatever other beautiful scenery you may be able to see. You have a couple LED lights under here. You'll also see you have storage again going along the top. Those same beautiful decorative glass there. Opening it up, I'll kind of show you a little bit of space inside. And if we actually take a look up at the ceiling, you'll notice a couple things here. One, it's not just a plain white panel like a lot of manufacturers use. It almost has like a beechwood look to it. You know, it just helps, again, kind of give that extra aesthetic. You can see the crown molding on here, you know, helping that give just a little extra flair, especially for, you know, the price point of this camper. Some of these features are things that you don't see unless you really start stepping into the higher end ones. LED lights up here, of course, which is pretty standard these days. You'll also see you have a vent right here, again, to help with that cross ventilation. Ducted AC all the way throughout. You can see your AC unit is a little ways up front there, which is actually nice, having it a little more forward. Generally, it's right here, and the issue with that is that when you turn it on to be able to watch TV, it's usually pretty loud. So having it a little more forward into the kitchen, I actually prefer. If we take a look down here in the off-door slide, you will see your entertainment center right there in the center. So that way you can put your TV here. The hookups for that are right down below. Of course, electrical outlet, cable, and satellite inlet. And then you have your audio-video cables right here, which are tied into the multimedia center. I'll show you in just a second. First, I do want to show you the storage right up top here. You can see that. That is fairly deep, so it is quite usable. And if you go underneath, right there's that multimedia center I was talking about. This is a DVD player, so pop a DVD in, plug those audio video jacks in the back of your TV, and you can watch that movie. This unit is also Bluetooth capable, controls the speakers in here as well as the ones outside. You can see the side speakers right there. Opening up the cabinets, you can see that the nice heavy-duty hinges they have in here as well. And then that does go back quite a ways. So again, this is all usable storage here underneath that entertainment center. So we make our way up a little bit further, we get into the kitchen. So one of the great things about having dual opposing slides in any camper in the kitchen area here is the fact that it allows for a center island. If you don't have the dual opposing slides, you just don't have enough room. And this is a beautiful center island. You will see all the prep space you have on either side of the sink right here. You have the double bowl stainless steel sink with the high-rise pull-out faucet, folks. That makes it super simple to wash and rinse dishes. If we take a look underneath, you will see 4 full extension ball bearing drawers. So you have plenty of room for silverware, your larger utensils, knives, everything else you need running all the way down. Directly underneath the sink here, you also see you have a ton of storage there. That gives you enough room for pots and pans as well as a trash can, whatever else you need to put in there, but they tried to keep that as open as possible underneath the sink. So even if you want a couple of trash cans, you can fit 2 decent sized trash cans underneath there. However, in order to do that, they did have to bring the plumbing over here a little, so this one isn't quite as usable, but again, they did give you that big open center space. If you take a look at the front of the island, this is actually pretty cool too. You have a switch, so you can turn this on and off, but I think it's a pretty cool look. Again, you have that glass there, and it's backlit, just giving that extra pop. And on both sides, you have electrical outlets, so if you do need to plug in, like a blender or anything like that, you're able to do so. Right here is your Dometic fridge freezer combo. I'll open that up for you. You can see you have plenty of space there, nice and big. This one does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Moving over yet a little bit further, you have storage right up top here. Directly underneath that is your hood with a light and fan. Over to this side is your microwave. Dropping down underneath, LED light right here. Take a look behind that. You will see there's an electrical outlet mounted there too. So if you want a coffee maker or something over here, maybe you have an electric griddle you want to plug in, you can definitely utilize this space. You have the upgraded Furion cooktop and oven. This is great. It has the glass cover on here, so if you need to utilize this as prep space, you can certainly do that. When you're done, you lift that up and back. It's spring-loaded. You can kind of see that, but lift that up and back, and then this right here kind of doubles as a backsplash. It's nice and easy to clean. 3 burners there, and if you take a look underneath here, you will notice that you have the oven as well, so it's easy to do some baking. Dropping down underneath that, big pull-out drawer right there. So if you have, some smaller cookie sheets or, pie tins, things like that, cupcakes maybe, you can sit that right over there. And then over to this side, take a look at this, folks. You have 4 more drawers. So if you don't want your flatware in your center island, you can certainly put it over here too. You have a lot of drawer space throughout this kitchen, which is great, especially with that spare room. Chances are you'll probably have a lot of people staying. Right here in the corner is the pantry. You can see this has some decorative glass on the front, which is pretty neat. And if you take a look inside there, you will see that you have plenty of shelves. So again, if you want to put your pots and pans in here, you can do that, or you can load it up with your food items too. Right up top, you have 3 storage areas there. Right down below is your main control panel. You do have some controls on the side. I'll show you in just a second here. But you have your power awning there, as well as some of your lights both inside and out. Tank monitoring panel there too. The water heater does run off both LP and electric. You can turn both of those on at the same time for faster recovery. And underneath, you have this little bar top right here. You'll notice an electrical outlet. So if you want to put your coffee maker here, you can do that. Maybe a margarita bar, whatever, floats your boat. Either way, that's a good extra space there with some good storage underneath too. Lastly, I talked about the other controls, folks. Those are right over here on the side panel. This is for all of your slide rooms. That way, as soon as you walk in, you can just push these to open up your slides. You don't have to worry about getting into a cabinet, and they're high enough that the little kids aren't going to mess with them either. And then we step into the bunk room. So let's start off right over here, folks. So you'll notice that this is on a slide, again, giving you a lot of space here in this spare bedroom. You have the bunk right up top, 200-pound weight capacity on here. This one does lift up and locks into place. That way, if you want to kind of use this as like an extra seating area, a couch, something like that, you can. I'd recommend just getting a couple of pillows, maybe putting them in the corners. That way you have a place to sit. You will notice that there is a window on the bottom as well as the top to let in some light. A couple LED lights here on the side for nighttime. The bottom one is a double wide bunk. So, again, if you have some adults that are staying over, they can stay here. 300-pound weight capacity on this one. And underneath that, you have 3 drawers for a little extra storage. You also have an electrical outlet over to this side there, so if you need to plug in electronics, you have a place to do that. And then if we take a look right here, you will see you have additional storage. So running all up and down right here in this cabinet, you have shelves for plenty of folded clothes, TV hookup if you want TV in this room. Then you'll also see some additional storage right down beneath here. Now this one does have ducted heat. If you take a look up top, you have AC duct there as well, and a vent fan, so that way if you want to open some windows and just use natural air circulation, you can do that too. We take a look in the main hall here, you will see this big mirror as you walk in, and right underneath that you have several coat hooks. That way if you're camping some of the colder seasons, people can come in and hang up their jackets right there. You also see your thermostat located right here. That is for both your AC as well as the furnace. Then if we step into the bathroom itself, you will see it's quite large, plenty of room or plenty of space to be able to move around here. Foot flush lever toilet. You'll notice you have plenty of room for the shoulders as well as for the legs, and it's a porcelain bowl, so it's a lot easier to clean. Right over here is the tub shower. I'll take a step in here for you just to give you an idea of height. So I'm 6 foot. You can see I can easily fit underneath the ceiling itself. If you're taller, there's a skylight here too, which will probably give you an extra 4 inches or so. So that way, again, even if you're a taller person, you can still shower in here. And then you have the hand wand right here, which has the bracket right there. That way you can shower up nice and easy. And if you want to take that, just makes, again, washing off a little easier. Right over here to the side, you'll see you have kind of like this open linen closet almost, where, if you want to roll up like a towel or two in here, you can do that. I know it's not super deep and it's not a ton, but, you can kind of make it look nice with some of your towels in there. Or, again, you just want to stick some of your makeup or bathroom stuff in there, you can do that too. Mirrored medicine cabinet up top with storage behind that. Electrical outlet, that way you can plug in your hair dryer, flat iron, whatever else you need. You'll see you have good countertop space, especially right over here. Big sink basin, that's always nice. And if you drop down underneath, you'll see you have plenty of storage underneath the sink too. As we step into the master bedroom, you'll see the queen bed right here in the center. And this does lift up for additional storage. That is strut supported, so it's easy to access as well. On both sides of the bed, you have nightstands. You'll see that one side is a little bit larger than the other, and on the bigger side, you have 3 drawers running down there for great storage. Both sides, however, do have electrical outlets. So if you have a CPAP machine you sleep with, you just need to charge a cell phone at night, you can do that on either side. Right up above that, you will see you have more storage right up there, so great storage. On both sides, you have additional going across the top, as well as kind of some accent lighting. You can see the uplighting going all the way across the top, just helps give that little pop and appeal here in the bedroom. And then your headboard is actually a nice cubby hole. So that way, again, if you want to put your cell phones and stuff in there and run the cords out to charge, you can do that. Or, a glass of water or something at night. Or if you just want some decorations in there, by all means, folks, you can do that too. Windows on both sides for cross ventilation. The one side is an emergency exit. If you take a look right here on the ceiling, you will see this one does have a second AC, which is great, especially on those hotter days. This is a pretty big coach. That'll make sure that your ACs can keep up and keep it nice and cool. Right up top here, you have connections for TV. So if you want a TV in the bedroom, you can certainly do that. Thermostat right over here to the side to control this AC. And take a look at this, folks. You're wondering, oh no, there's no hanging space. That's not the case at all. You'll see right here you have the hanging rod there, big wardrobe here, as well as a couple additional drawers right underneath, and they are pretty sizable. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the Pioneer 355 fifth wheel. We'll head right underneath here to show you a couple things. One, folks, take a look at this. You do have solar prep on here, so if you plan on going out and you just want to trickle charge on your battery, you can buy that portable system, plug it in right there. You also have a light right over here to the side in case you're accessing this camper at night. A couple different clips here to hold this door up. And if you take a look inside, it is clean. They did a good job of making sure that they used cable ties here, and that way everything is nice and clean. You don't have a bunch of cables just running everywhere. So good extra storage right up front here, and then your battery box right over to the side. If you drop down below real quick, you will see where the spare tire is located right there. And you'll also see your auto level here. This one has the level up auto level system, so that way you can just touch a button and the coach will level itself out. I'll show you that control panel a little bit later. So we take a look at the side, you will see your power awning right here. Just touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to have it go right back in. And you have an LED light strip underneath that is sewn into the fabric itself. Neat thing about that is it doesn't matter if your awning is all the way rolled up or fully extended, partially extended, or whatever. You can still use that LED light strip and you will that will provide light for you. A couple outside speakers here. If you want to jam out some music while you're out here, by all means you can do so. Those are controlled by that multimedia center inside. Right over here is one of your two 30-pound propane tanks. You have one on this side, one on the other, for a total of 60 pounds of propane. Right next to that is your pass-through storage. You do have a covered hinge on here, so your hinge won't rust out, have a bunch of rust coming down your door. Also magnetic, so you can just put it up there, stick it up there. You don't have any clips or anything that are gonna snap off. You take a look inside, you'll see it does run all the way through to the other side. It is partially blocked there on the other side due to our convenience center. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Right over here, you have a double electrical outlet, so if you need to plug anything in while you're outside, that is a great place to do it. And then right here is the main entrance. You will see that you have 3 aluminum steps there. The great thing about aluminum, folks, is the fact that it won't rust out on you. So you'll have great looking steps for years to come. You also have rubber treads on here and the foldable grab handle. That way you have excellent control when entering or exiting the RV. Right back here, again, you will see part of that ground control 3.0 auto level system. And then behind that, you have beautiful aluminum alloy wheels, folks. Again, just like the steps, those will last for a long time. They're not gonna rust out on you. Right in between the two of those, if you can see the suspension there, this one does have the MORryde CRE 3000 suspension to help take out some of those bumps while you're towing it down the road. So we take a look at the back here, you'll see right up top, you have backup camera prep. Folks, this is a pretty long fifth wheel. Probably not a bad idea to get a backup camera installed, and the great thing about having the prep there is it's basically a plug and play operation, so if you do have it professionally installed, it'll save you a lot of money on the labor. This is that beautiful rear picture window I talked about, and if you drop down a little bit further, right down here is your 50 amp plug-in, so removable power cord, just plug that in. Of course you have 50 amp because you have 2 ACs on this coach, and then you have your square tubular bumper here that is hollow with the end caps. That way you can just pop the end caps off and that'll give you a great spot to store your sewage hose. If we take a look on the off door side here, it's dropped down underneath real quick. You will see there's a single termination right here in the center. However, you do have 3 valves. You have one that's pretty obvious coming from this long pipe here. That is one of your gray tanks. Another one tucked away right back there. So that'll be your second gray tank. And then for your black, you will have that one right up here. So just like always, folks, if you're at somewhere where you hook this up, like for a seasonal, make sure you leave all those closed. That way it can build up a little bit. Then pull your black first and then your grays accordingly. If we pop up right here, this is the convenience center I was talking about. You do have a light in here in case you're trying to access this at night. Outside shower with hot and cold right there. You'll notice right over here you have your black tank flush. So that way you can hook your hose up right there, wash out your black tank without having to stick a hose or a wand or anything down the toilet. Just helps washing out those solids and cleaning up your black tank. Just makes life a lot easier. Right here is your freshwater if you're planning on filling your freshwater tanks. This will be where that one goes, and then your city water is right over here to the side. You'll also see if we lift this up, you have an electrical outlet in there, and then cable and satellite are right beneath it. Last thing I do want to talk about, folks, is right over here, and this is that auto level system that I had mentioned. Again, it's just one touch operation, super simple. You can do some of these things manually if you want on this system. And if you ever forget how to use it, they have this great quick guide right here on the back of the door. All right, folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2018 Pioneer 355. If you're interested in this versatile fifth wheel and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.